Anne from Game Like a Mother. For my December game chat, I want to start out by talking about the benefits of board game groups and why you should join one. I went to my euchre group last night, which I'm now a sub, so I attend when I can, but I was a regular member for a very long time. I've been part of this group for 7 years, and it's wonderful the friendships and relationships that have grown between this group of women over the course of that much time. Euchre is a very simple but fun card game. You just play with a standard deck of cards, and in it you have a partner, and you're trying to make whatever your bid is. And so there's Trump, and the jacks do fun things. Depending if they're Trump, then they're the highest card in the suit. But it's very simple and it's very easy to play. Sometimes we have people that we bring that have never played it before, but you're able to get them up and running and be okay before they play their first game. So it's just kind of a ideal game for a large group of people to play together, and it's super fun. That's what we do on a Monday night in the suburbs, get some chips and dips and treats and sit around and play euchre together, and it is a blast. I also have my other board game group that's just with a group of friends, and we play, they help me test out all of the new board games that I'm excited about, and we have some favorites that we play every week, and lots of chat time, but also lots of games. And then I also want to talk about, I was featured on a YouTube channel called Around the Board, which was formed by a group of guys that met at a board game group that I'm a part of now. I've gotten to go to a few meetings. They have some summer board game days that are really fun, and they play more hobby level games. They're like all about Dune Imperium and the multi-hour games, but they also enjoy and appreciate the games that I feature on this channel. So they were very welcoming. It was very fun. We had a really good discussion. So I hope you check out the episode and go and check out their other content too. They're a great resource if you want to get a little bit further into the hobby of board games. But I just love how board games can bring people together, and you can form just really great long-lasting relationships around a shared love of games. Now we're going to talk about the games we've been playing this last month, and I'm only highlighting a few because I usually like to just have it be a few games that I'm talking about each month. And I want to talk first about Poetry for Neanderthals, because we went on a week-long trip to Boise for Thanksgiving to visit family. So we brought along all of our favorite family favorite card games and board games that kids can play with grandparents, cousins, aunts, uncles. So we had a wide array of the favorites that we brought. This one ended up being our Thanksgiving game night game, which was great because Tryzon had sent me a copy via Exploding Kittens, the publisher, and I was supposed to have a game night for it at some point, and they already had my family already had a copy there, and that's what they wanted to play on Thanksgiving night. So it was great. The board game night just happened, and it was such a blast. We had multiple generations laughing and enjoying a shared experience together after Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, that is what I want. It was so perfect. And the game everyone was into and really enjoyed. It's a word game in which you're only able to give one syllable clues for whatever word you're trying to get to have people guess. So if your word that you're trying to have them guess is tree, you can say big, tall, green, in woods, but you can't say forest. If you say a word that is 2 syllables to describe the item, then you're supposed to get bopped over the head with this inflatable club, and you lose points, and then you have to go on to the next thing for your team. So you're going through as many words as possible, and really, I like the game because the more you kind of channel your inner Neanderthal, it seems like the better you do. If you say, me want go climb tall, big, green, in sky, then people get it. Teenagers love the club. They love the club. Man, was my nephew all over going around making sure whoever said more than one syllable got bopped on the head. But then when we came back, I also brought this to church one morning while I was hanging out while the kids had play practice, and played it with some friends there. We did not use the club. I just said bop whenever somebody had said something that was two syllable or more than one syllable. So you don't have to use the club if that's not your jam. And then I brought it to my euchre night the other night, and everyone enjoyed it as well. So it's just you need good social games around the holidays. We've had so many great memories with this one already, and I think it's going to become a holiday staple at our house because it is so fun. Also, another game we were playing is Gimme That by the Dolphin Hat Games. They're the publishers of Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, and they sent me this to try out, and I was a little nervous because of the name of the game. This is not a thing we usually want my kids saying, but I think in part because of that, it made it so much more fun for the kids during the game to kind of have permission to do this thing that they normally don't get to do. The point of the game is to be the first to have 1 to 100 written on the sheet in front of you, and it's like you're counting potatoes. And so there's only one pencil in the game, and you're passing around the pencil, and when you have the pencil, you're frantically writing down numbers on the potatoes in front of you, and the other people are rolling a die, and they get to do different activities. They high five, they fist bump, but if they roll a pencil on it, they get to say, "Gimme that," and grab the pencil out of your hand and start writing on their own potatoes. But there's also a spot on the die that says left, and if that comes up, everyone has to pass their paper to the left. And so if you so it can be good or bad. If you have only gotten the pencil once and have like 5 numbers written on your board, and the person next to you hands you their sheet that has 50 numbers written on it, you are very happy. Although if it's vice versa and you're getting one that has very few numbers and yours had a bunch, then you're a little so you're a little sad. But it's fun, it's chaotic, but it's family friendly. Sometimes I wonder, gosh, we have my kids play all these new games every month. Should I sometimes just settle in and let them play the same 2 or 3 for months on end and, just let them play the ones that they already enjoy? But then we get out something like this, and my 2 boys, we played this with my husband, me, and our 2 boys together, and they were cackling with laughter. They loved it so much. It was the best thing we did together that day, and it makes me feel so much better. Like this quality time you've got these board games can just be amazing. So they have a lot. Dolphin Hat has a lot of games that are speed games that are more family friendly, and there's still room for conflict in a speed game, but theirs seem to mitigate that as well. This one, I like that it's not always the fastest person who wins. There's an element of luck there too, just with it getting passed around, but super fun. This is going to be one of our go-tos. The boys already are obsessed with Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, so we're just adding to their obsession. I was also sent Poof by Bidson Games, and this one has been fun to play. I love just a cute little card game, and that's what this is. It's very family grade, which is perfect around the holidays, and your goal of the game is you're trying to play out all your cards. And if you're familiar with, there's a game called 3 Up and 3 Down, 3 Up, 3 Down, and it's similar. There's like a family of games kind of with that general concept, but they switched up the strategy here, and I like it a lot better than 3 Up, 3 Down. You have a hand of cards, and you have 4 cards face down in front of you and 4 cards face up in front, and you can play out cards in your hand, but also the cards that are in front of you, and you have to play in sequence from high to low, and if you get stuck, you have to take all of the cards into your hand, but if you either play have 4 of the same number in front of you, the pile goes poof, and you get to start it over, or there are some special poof cards which are holographic and very fun. So we have I would say the younger version of this is Llama Drama, and my kids love Llama Drama, but I wouldn't take that to an adult night, and the strategy is slightly different. So this, I'd say, is one that you could get out for an adult game night for like middle school and up. It says ages 14 and up on the box, but my 7-year-old was able to handle this with no problems. So it's pretty easy for anyone to pick up. But I love a little card game, and this is just very simple, very fun. Easy concept, but a nice twist to it. And then finally, another little card game, Scout. We got to play this a bunch on our trip to Boise and test it out at different player counts. And it is so great. It was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres. It's a big German game award this past year. And I thought, oh, little card game that plays in 20 minutes or less. Sign me up. I want this game. And it is so fun to play. You're dealt out a hand of cards, and the trick is you don't get to reorganize them. And so you can either, at the beginning, you're dealt your hand of cards and you pick if you want to have it this way, or if you flip them, then they have different numbers on them. So you either pick, okay, the top side of cards, or flipped, I want to have the bottom side be what I'm playing with instead. And you have to play out your cards and try to get rid of all of them over the course of the game. I'd say would do better with people who have played a few card games. This is for your board game group if you want to show off for them. This would be a little bit more for extended family who don't play a lot of games. They could maybe hang in there, but it would be a little trickier. And also, it is best at 4 or 5 player count. You can play it 2-player, but then they remove some of the best parts of the game, go away when you play it. 3-player works okay, but 4 or 5, this is a smash hit. So don't get it if it was you think, oh, I want to have a nice game for my spouse in the evening. It works, but it's not living up to its potential. But with 4 or 5 players, it is so fun, and I can't wait to show this to my board game group. So that's it for the December game chat. I hope you have a lot of board game gifts lined up for this year. Fun story, 1 year for my 4-year-old son at the time, we thought it would be great to give him all of the family board games to unwrap that year, because isn't it fun to open more presents? But by the time he opened his 8th board game in a row that wasn't exactly for him, he started to cry and say, when am I going to get a real present? And so we said, oh no, here you go. Here's the one we know is a Lego to open next. So we have learned since then to give the children gifts that are very much geared for them, and just 2 or 3 board games is probably sufficient. So hopefully you have some good games picked out. Everyone will be happy about them, and you'll have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time from Game Like a Mother.